Okay, so picture this. You buy a business that's pulled in over $75 million. The very first thing you do is try to make your money back, right? Well, today we're looking at a huge acquisition where the new owner's first move was something nobody saw coming.
So what does happen when a massive online empire gets a new owner? We're talking one of the biggest names in its space, a legendary brand with a huge customer base. What's the first move? Well, it's definitely not what you're thinking.
You see, the usual playbook is pretty simple. You buy an asset, and you squeeze every last drop of profit out of it. But in this case, that playbook got thrown right out the window. Making money wasn't priority number one.
That's right. The first big move after dropping millions on this company was to take its most valuable, most expensive products and just give them away for free. It sounds completely insane, but this is the story of why it might just be brilliant.
Okay, so to get this, we first have to understand the company at the heart of this whole thing, Consulting.com.
Now, for anyone who's not familiar, just know this wasn't some small-time website. Consulting.com was an absolute titan in the world of online business education. For pretty much anyone looking to start a consulting business in the last decade, this was the household name.
And this really puts the scale into perspective. Over the years, customers have paid somewhere between $75 and $80 million for their courses. And that's not just revenue. That represents a massive, dedicated community and a library of content that was proven to be super valuable.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. You start to see the buyer's motivation. The new owner, Eamon Ghazi, said that this wasn't just some cold, calculated business decision. For him, owning this company was personal. It was about owning a piece of history, a legacy business that he felt he had to have.
So let's get into the acquisition itself and look at what was actually bought, because this was way, way more than just buying a few online courses.
The deal really came down to three core assets. First, you have all the intellectual property, all the courses, all the content. Second, you get that massive customer list. And third, and this is a huge one, you get the domain name itself, Consulting.com, which brokers valued at $3 to $5 million all on its own.
And while the exact final price is under wraps, Ghazi did confirm he paid a seven-figure sum for the whole thing. So we are definitely talking about a multi-million-dollar investment just to get his hands on these assets.
Okay, so he's just written this massive check. And this is where the story just completely veers off the expected path. The immediate next step was a massive, massive giveaway.
And we are not talking about some small freebie here. He gave away the crown jewels. Consulting Accelerator, the program that people paid $2,000 for, was gifted to his existing customers. And his higher-end clients? They got Up-Level Consulting, a program that sold for up to $10,000, just given to them.
And this quote shows you, this wasn't some last-minute decision. This was the plan from the get-go. It was a very deliberate, very strategic move to just flood his community with millions of dollars in value. Which brings us right back to the central mystery here. Why would you go through all the trouble and expense of buying this sleeping giant just to give away its treasures? Was this just an incredibly generous move, or was there a much bigger strategy at play here?
Well, the answer is there was a much bigger play. The giveaway wasn't the end of the story. It was actually the beginning. It was a powerful way to close one chapter for the Consulting.com brand and launch a completely new one.
And this comparison just lays it all out, clear as day. The old Consulting.com was all about selling digital courses to the masses, to individuals. The new vision? The complete opposite. An exclusive, high-end advisory firm that works directly with top-tier B2B companies.
And then, suddenly, it all makes sense. See, Ghazi already had an elite firm called AFL. The acquisition wasn't about selling the old courses at all. It was about taking his own high-end business and putting it under the banner of one of the most powerful, most recognized main names in the entire industry.
So let's talk about what this new model actually represents. Because this isn't just about one company. It might be signaling a pretty big shift in the entire online business world.
The old model was built on selling information. But let's be honest, information is everywhere now. It's almost free. The new model is about selling something that's way more scarce and, frankly, way more valuable. Direct access to experts and a seat at the table in an elite community.
And this number is the perfect example of that new model in action. $400,000. That was the cost to put on a single 3-day event for his clients. It wasn't even designed to make a profit. It was purely designed to create an unbelievable experience.
So, the new playbook is clear. It's about high-touch,
in-person events that create real connections. It's about building a powerful network where the top players can all work together. It's about moving beyond scalable digital stuff and into the world of real, tangible access and experiences.
And that really leaves us with this one big final thought. In a world that is totally saturated with information, this multi-million-dollar bet suggests that maybe the real value, the future of high-end online business, isn't about what you know. It's about who you can get in a room with. What do you think?